Now, Young Thug has been arrested several times over the years and under investigation for almost a decade. Records show he was booked on charges dating as far back as 2013. Joining me now for some perspective is author and trap music history expert A.R. Shaw. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
Now, you wrote a book a couple years ago on trap music, and you've covered a number of big stories in the music industry, including the murder of rapper Nipsey Hussle. In Young Thug's case here, his attorneys are claiming his innocence. Was there anything surprising to you as you were reading this near 90-page indictment?
Well, it was surprising, but it was also something that people in the Atlanta community who had their ears to the street knew about. There's been this ongoing beef between Young Thug, YFN Lucci over the years, and a lot of times, you think about it, you just think that it's just a rap beef that, it's just rap. You don't really think that it's going to spill over. But there were some incidents of violence that took place between the two groups. So from that standpoint, I really wasn't surprised from that standpoint. But as far as the indictment and the RICO charges, that was really, that kind of shocked me. Because with the RICO charges, they can pretty much say if you're affiliated, you can go down with everyone else. And with Young Thug, we don't know if there was any direct hits or any direct influence to cause violence. But individuals who they are affiliated with have been arrested on numerous charges. So then the entire indictment is definitely shocking.
Troubling.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
YFN Lucci is another rapper who's behind bars right now. And, we've mentioned other people that have been named in this indictment, most notably rapper Gunna, and he's been named as an associate of Young Slime Life, the gang. Gunna is known for his generous work in the community. Just last year, we covered how he helped to open a free grocery store in his former Atlanta middle school. What do you think these indictments mean for the industry and the culture?
It means a lot. I interviewed Gunna. I actually did his first national cover story several years ago, and he's a nice kid. Like I've talked to him, I spoke with him, comes from a good family, and he's always giving back to the community. You mentioned his efforts to give back to McNair Middle School and the grocery store where students have healthier options. They have options to get clothes and shoes and snacks. And so he's been very helpful for the community. So it means a lot when when someone of that stature who gives back is put under this microscope, because up until now it's been all positive for him. Everything that he's done. He's been someone who we can kind of uphold in the community and say, this is how you do it. Once you make it, this is how you give back. This is how you reach out to others. Young Thug has done things as well. He's worked with the Atlanta Food Bank to provide food for individuals in the city of Atlanta. Also, Young Thug and Gunna, they teamed up last year to give bonds for nonviolent inmates in the Fulton County Jail. So we've seen them give back. And so for all of this to come around is just a hit, not just for the city of Atlanta, but the entire hip-hop community.
Looking at the indictment, you see a lot of references to music videos, lyrics, social media posts. Artists are often condemned for their lyrics, but often famously, as the saying goes, snitching on themselves in their songs. How does that play a role in this particular indictment? Definitely.
I think lyrics can be used in this instance, and we've seen it. It almost seems like we only see this with rap music, though. We don't see it in country music. There's in other forms of medium, in entertainment. We don't see this in movies. We don't see this in any other entertainment except rap music, where lyrics are used in the courtroom. So that's something that I very, it's definitely worrisome, because we don't know what the prosecutors will use as far as lyrics. And a lot of times when it comes to rap, a lot of times it's just hypeable. It's just something that they use to kind of, to sell records and to kind of hype, to hype who they are. And it's not really realism. It's just something.
But in some cases, it's true.
In some cases, it can be true.
Yeah.
But how do you separate what's true from what's exaggerated?
And I think that's
how do you prove what's exaggerated versus what is actually true? And I think, unfortunately, I think that's going to be the case. I think the prosecutors will use some of those lyrics in this case.
Is it surprising to you that they have been looking into Young Thug for as long as they have, and now this big push against him?
Well, we look at it and we look at that this is an election year. So I want people to understand that this is an election year, and we have to understand what this means in the grand scheme of things. Whether it's a state attorney, running up for re-election, it's a lot going on that can be connected politically. Mm-hmm. And so we just have to look at the entire thing. Why was this the moment to go after Young Thug? Why was this the moment? Mm-hmm. And so I think as the case goes on and more things come out, we're going to have to really take a deeper look at why it was done at this particular moment.
Yeah. Rappers can be such a big influence on the kids. I'm not sure if you're hearing anything from the community yet about how the kids are taking this and, how do they move forward? Yeah. I think a lot of parents might be concerned about them wanting to emulate alleged activities. Are they heroes? How are the kids looking at all of this?
I think it's two ways, because it's like, I think you see this indictment, but on the other side, we see Gunna give back to his community.
Yeah.
Like, we've seen that these kids at McNair Middle School know that someone who comes from their community came back and gave them something that no one had ever given them. Gave them an opportunity to have healthy food and healthy snacks and clothes and sneakers. And so from that standpoint, I think, the kids, I think it's the time for parents to actually talk to their kids and really explain to them what this means. At the end of the day, they're all entertainers. And so for them, it's entertainment. Their job is to, put smiles on faces at the end of the day, get people ready for a party or whatever. But on the other end, it's, we can't really dismiss the work that they've done in the community. Mm-hmm. So I think this is a time for parents, teachers, community leaders to actually explain what this means. And, all the time it's not really, you have to really pick your role models, understand what it means to pick the right role model. Mm-hmm. But hopefully the kids and the kids who look up to them can see that the good that they've done and actually take from that.
And they are still accusations at this point.
Allegedly. Everything is alleged. Mm-hmm. It's accusations.
All right. A.R. Shaw, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it.